the power of alone time. And what I put is that you can hear the whispers in the silence. And what that means is that it's easy to hear everything that's loud or just, regular voice, like, your talking voice. But it's hard to hear the whispers when there's a lot of noise around you. And sometimes those whispers are your gut, your intuition, the universe trying to guide you. And so when you are alone and it's just quiet, there is a certain sense of peace and almost tuning in and connecting to a higher power in the universe. Hi everyone, Janna here. I hope you're having a good day. Hey, when's the last time you had to restart your Wi-Fi? Like your computer's not working right, your TV's not working right, and it tells you that there's a quality control with your Wi-Fi. And you're like, no, it's plugged in. I got the best Wi-Fi. And you try to get it to work and you just can't get it to work, right? So you ultimately have to go and unplug your router and you have to restart your Wi-Fi and you turn your electronics back on and everything works fine, right? It's just like that with us. Sometimes we have to disconnect in order to reconnect. There's no reason that the Wi-Fi should have to be completely restarted in your house, right? It should just always work. But it's always on. It's always turned on. You got tons of devices connected to it. And sometimes it just has to be disconnected for a little bit. And then when you reconnect it and it establishes a new, fresh connection, everything works great again. Our laptops do it and our phones do this where things don't work right because it forces you to do a software update, right? And we have to do the same things in our life. We need to get updated sometimes. We need to unplug. We need to disconnect in order to reconnect again. And this has kind of been my new thing I've been talking about this last week and in interviews and just on social media is disconnecting to reconnect. And if you receive my newsletters, then you saw my newsletter that came out just the other day about disconnecting to reconnect, establishing a fresh new connection. So many of us are disconnected in so many ways, but not connected at all, right? But we're disconnected from the things that are really, really, really important in life, the things that actually bring us joy, the feeling and sense of purpose, the most important things in life. Many of us are truly disconnected from, but we're not connected to it at all. So when I say to disconnect, what I mean is we have to pull ourselves out of the daily grind every once in a while. This is a true form of self-care, right? I'm not talking about spa treatments and fishing and golfing and taking time off with friends. I am not talking about that at all. I'm not talking about that. And we all need those days as well. In specific, today I'm discussing disconnecting from everything and everyone, and you truly are alone with yourself, alone and able to reflect. It's really, really hard to see into our own lives unless we can pull ourselves out sometimes. It's absolutely necessary. The reason for disconnecting and doing this alone is so that you can see your life from the outside looking in. So you can reassess where you are currently and where you want to be. It's not to, it's not and sit and get stuck in the past and feel guilty about what we did or didn't do or wish something was different. It's not about that at all. It's about the present and the future. Where are you right now? And where do you want to be? You're able to stay on top of your goals that way. You're able to stay connected to what it is you really want in life. You're able to stay more connected in your relationships, whether that's with your kids, your parents, your spouse, your partner, the people you work with, your friends, whomever. Because when we just get complacent in life and we get stuck on the hamster wheel of the daily grind, right? You got all your work tasks. Then you have your kids' activities if you have kids, your spouses. You got events. You got sports. You have all these things, and it's just about like getting through the day, right? And you make it through a day, and you check off your list. You got all your tasks done. You got everything marked off, and then you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to do the exact same thing again. That's the daily grind, right? And we all have to do it. It's a necessity. Um, I get it. I'm a mother of 3 kids, and there's days where that's exactly what my life is like. Like, I just want to make it through today. I got a lot on my plate, but I know that I'm going to give myself a day or an hour or whatever it is that I'm able to do that week, that month. And I know I'm going to have time to disconnect from everything and everyone. And when I do that, I'm a better person. I'm able to see what is working in my life and what is not working. I am able to see, am I being productive and making progress towards my goals? Um, and also, I think it's really important to disconnect from everyone as well. And the reason is because I think it helps us to be better in that friendship, that relationship, whatever it was. Like I said, mom, sister, friend, brother, parent, coworker, whatever it is, or serving your clients better, you know? And we're just able to see how we've been. Have we been who we wanted to be and shown up the way we wanted to show up in this relationship? What can I do better? Or, I really need to discuss this matter because it's important and it's really been bothering me. And disconnecting allows you to stop stuffing things down and just hoping it'll pass. Because when you disconnect, my friends, you're able to reconnect to yourself, to your feelings, to feel everything. This is why I highly suggest you always do this alone. I don't care if it's your best friend, your lover, whomever, they are not included in your disconnecting time. It is you and you alone. That's it. And disconnecting absolutely does not include scrolling, browsing, social media, like I said, any sort of activity or dates at all with friends. It doesn't include any of that. Binge watching TV? Absolutely not. So, what are activities that you can do for disconnecting in order to reconnect by yourself? I'll share with you my favorite activities and what I like to teach my clients. This includes being outside with nature. I personally love being outside, and I can be barefoot in the grass or on the beach. That's even better. And just reconnecting with earth and nature and realizing how big this world is and how much of it I haven't seen and done yet. I love to work out and exercise. That really is really good for me. And you might not think about that being a time of disconnection, but it's absolutely a really um, good good way to disconnect because it keeps us in touch with our body and how we feel physically, mentally, and emotionally. And it's also a really good release. It's therapeutic. It's detoxifying in so many ways. Detoxifying doesn't just mean toxins out of your body physically, but also emotional toxins that are maybe not fun, right? I love to do my infrared sauna, and that might sound a little weird to you, but the reason is, if you've never used one before, and I have both a walk-in and the higher dose infrared sauna blanket, absolutely amazing. What I like about that is that I love my meditation music, and I dim the lights, I light a candle, my phone's on silent, and I truly zone out. And I'm able to 100% just almost meditate while I'm detoxifying. It's therapeutic, it's healing to my body. It helps with inflammation. And if I only have 30 minutes or an hour to have this disconnecting time, it's going to be on one of these activities like exercising and or sauna time, because those are really short activities that allow me to have that disconnecting that I need in a short amount of time. Okay. If I have a day or a half a day or just a longer period of time, sometimes I incorporate those into other activities as well. And, that might be journaling or writing. And now you don't need to be a writer, an author to do that. Journaling, and when I say that, I'm really referring pen to paper, not typing. You, um, you have other parts of your brain that are activate when you actually handwrite that do not do that when you type. So it kind of it brings out that creative side of you, and it helps you to get in alignment with your goals and your desires, and the feelings and things that maybe you don't even realize are there. That's what I love about it, and I think it's just important to write down what we want. It's not a time um, to focus on the negative. When you journal and you write, about um, it is simply about getting in touch with who you want to be and where you want to be and what you want to do. And I like to write in a way that's manifesting. I like to write in a manner of I'm already doing exactly what it is I want to do, as if that's the life I already live. And it really keeps me going because life can be difficult sometimes. It can be tough, and the world can come against you, and it's really really easy to lose focus and sight of our true desires and our purpose. And so staying in touch with them and keeping them in the forefront of your mind are necessary. You have to do that, and it's not just about knowing it if someone asks you. It's about it constantly being right there in front of your mind, so that you're constantly taking steps towards it. As I say, your actions follow your thoughts, so you need to make sure that you're thinking exactly what it is you want to be doing, and your actions are going to continue to follow that, but you got to keep that in the forefront of your mind. And disconnecting and having that alone time is one of the best ways to do it. I also love to listen to music. Listening to really good music and like a different combinations of it and blends is very therapeutic for me as well. And that's another way I like to have alone time. And sometimes my alone time is sitting by the fire by myself, sitting outside in the sun by myself, and just being alone, not doing anything at all. And there's a power in silence. And I wrote this in my book when I have a chapter right towards the end. I think it's chapter 16 maybe, or 15, and it's called The Power of Alone Time. And what I put is that you can hear the whispers in the silence. And what that means is that it's easy to hear everything that's loud or just, regular voice, like, your talking voice. But it's hard to hear the whispers when there's a lot of noise around you. And sometimes those whispers are your gut, your intuition, the universe trying to guide you. And so when you are alone and it's just quiet, there is a certain sense of peace and almost tuning in and connecting to a higher power in the universe that is not possible amidst all the noise, right? And we live in such a high, fast-paced world of go, 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 do, that we don't hear those whispers. We don't even have the only time it's silent in some of your lives is when you're sleeping. And you don't you don't get a whole lot of disconnecting time when you're sleeping. And so make yourself have this time as much as possible, and don't put a specific time minimum on it. Don't think you have to have an hour or a day or 2 hours or even 30 minutes. Look, there's some days this particular week, I've gotten 10 minutes at a time here and there. My kids are different ages. So I have elementary school, middle school, high school. And sometimes I'm so busy in the morning, the only time I might get with them on a school day is me going to pick them up by myself. And I might get 10, 15, or 20 minutes alone when I leave and I'm on my way to pick them up and they get in the car. And I try not to get inundated with phone calls because I can jam out. I can listen to my music. I can think. I can cry, whatever it is I want to do. But if I don't pull myself out sometimes of my work crazy life, I just kind of become like numb and a zombie. And and I lose track of things, and I'm not near as creative. And what I do in my world, it involves a lot of creativity, a ton of creativity. And I cannot get in a creative headspace when I can't pull myself out of the daily grind. And I learned this actually when I was writing my book. And I started to realize that, hey, every time I do this, this, and that, I feel better and I get the creative juices flowing again. And then I thought, but what is it? What is it that I'm doing? Why is it that those specific activities um, make that happen? And the reason is because I realized I was disconnecting. I was pulling my plug out, right, and restarting my router because my Wi-Fi connection was low, it was poor. And then I would reconnect. And then the longer I would reconnect sometimes, the better my connection was when it was reconnected. And I realized that and I was like, wow, that's why. It's not just the activity, it is what the activity is doing. It doesn't happen if I'm out with friends and then I come back and go back to the real world. It doesn't happen when I am with someone I love and we're doing something relaxing. No, 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 no. When I'm able to reconnect to myself and I'm able to get creative again and get in that headspace I love to be in, it's because I was alone and I had disconnected. I wasn't on the phone. I wasn't on social media. I wasn't shopping. I wasn't talking to anyone. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't watching TV. I was just alone. I was either doing nothing at all or I was doing something active by myself. But I was alone with my thoughts. And my friends, it's so important. You know, they say, you know, when you're on the airplane, right, and you're fixing to take off, what does the flight attendant tell you? They're going through their whole spiel. If for some reason the oxygen mask come down, you must put it on you first before your family. And as a mom of three, you know, when you're up there and you're fixing it on takeoff and, you know, you get a little scared about like, gosh, what if that happened? I remember thinking a few years back, there's no way I wouldn't take care of my kids first. I'm going to put the mask on them first. They're going to need my help. They're little. But now I realize if I do that, I'm not there to take care of them. If I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of them. And what good does that do? So put your oxygen mask on first. It is not selfish at all to give yourself alone time. It is selfish not to. It's unselfish, very unselfish. When you give yourself the time to take a step out so you can look into your life. You have to step out to be able to look in, you know? You know, I have those close friends, right? Where I'm like, well, what do you think? Because, like, from an outsider looking in, well, why are they an outsider looking in, right? Obviously, because it's not their life, but because they're out. They're able to look into it. How do you do that for yourself? How do you pull yourself out of your own life, your own little world and bubble, so you can look into it? Think about it that way. Disconnecting, my friends. The power of alone time. I'm telling you, it is a game changer. It helps me immensely when I'm getting grouchy or I'm just like stuck and there's roadblocks and I can't think about anything creative. Those are the days I feel the most resistance about having alone time. I'm like, I can't leave. I got to get this done. I have to do this and da 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 da. I can't do that. And then I'm like, hold on, hold on, hold on. History is proven record that every time I pull myself out, I'm able to accomplish exactly what it is that's on my plate, and I'm able to do it at 100% and give it my all. So I ask you, my friends, to give yourself some alone time. Give your give yourself time to disconnect from everything and everyone so that you can plug yourself back in, reconnect with a much better connection. I would love to hear your comments, your thoughts, and what you thought about this episode. And also, maybe what your favorite ways are to disconnect. And if maybe this was something new to you that you maybe didn't realize is important. And as always, thank you for subscribing and rating and tuning in. Thank you to each and every one of you who bought my book, Unfuck Your Mind. And if you've read it and you haven't had a chance, please go to Amazon and rate it and leave me a review. They help me immensely, and I love reading them, most importantly. And also sign up for my newsletter. Go to revivebyjanna.com. You can sign up for my newsletter, my weekly Unfuck Your Mind newsletter. And you can follow me on social media, Instagram, Revive by Janna. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.